Who are you getting really tired of hearing about? Hint, it's my tinnitus. My cat complaining about the state of her food bowl. It's full, cat, leave me alone. The Kardashians, why are they in my news feed all the time? I don't give 40 about them. This thread is only 17 minutes old and I already agree with all 36 responses. How I can cure my autoimmune diseases without medication using supplements. Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox, everything I know about them is against my will. I don't know about person, but hearing the word influencer every 10 seconds has been taking its toll on me. Ironically enough, this post is making us hear about all these people even more. I can't believe Kanye said this ! And quote. Yeah, no. He says something controversial every album cycle and people fall for it every time, hook, line and sinker. Ignore him and hopefully he might go away. Nick Cannon and how he has another kid along the way every other week. He just announced his 12th. Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's obviously unqualified, corrupt, and flat out stupid. If you think I'm harsh, just think of Peachtree Dish and Gazpacho Police. Why does she still get attention? How young people don't like to work anymore and other dumb related takes. Overheard the other day a restaurant owner complaining he can't scream at people anymore without consequences. Entitled, Everyone, just leave me alone with my chickens. Edit to add my chickens' names. 1. Pickles. 2. Freya. 3. Libertas. 4. Mrs. Peepers. 5. Señorita Poopy. 6. Citizen Pex. 7. Lady Wormbane, Eater of Corn and Annihilator of Worlds. 8. Artemis Fowl, R.I.P. NordVPN, Raid Shadow Legends, Raycons and the likes. If anything, their constant presence on YouTube just solidifies the fact that I'll never buy their products. Edit, spelling. Kylie Jenner and the rest of the useless Kardashians. And probably politics. Celebrity drama on Twitter. I do not care about a single one of them. All celebrities, I don't care about 99% of them. Some news are cool but I don't need articles about an ex-F1 driver Kimi Räikkönen changing the tires on his wife's Porsche, an actual article I saw a while back. Why do many men follow these alpha influencers? There's a couple things I see. 1. They make the world feel very simple. They take away the gray areas that are hard to think about, and require more mental flexibility to comprehend. Everything is either manly or feminine, good or bad. There is no neutrality and there is no balancing opposing ideas. The world is simple and the solutions are clear, no need to think, no need to consider other ideas. 2. A lot of these guys, Andrew Tate in particular, are grown men living out the fantasies of 14-year-old boys. It makes being a man about working out, and having fun and lots of. There's no pressure to be a contributing member of society, to actually make your community better. You can be a selfish teenager for your whole life. Because society today is selling young men dog. They tell them they are at fault for everything because they were born with a. They are worthless, natural feelings of aggression they have are just wrong instead of giving them healthy outlets for it. Then need to act weak and vulnerable to be accepted, which just bites them in the when they try it in society and it train wrecks them. They get told they are privileged despite the opposite being clearly true for many of them, and as a result they are not entitled to any kind of help or support in society despite many needing it, which just creates lifelong resentment. As a result of all of that, I'm not remotely surprised where they are turning to. It's more about a lack of community than anything else to me. It starts out trying to be alpha and hearing about women want you to be a real man but they won't tell you in quote. But in reality their advice doesn't help with actual women much. Having a shared space of things to talk about and even complain together is the actual reason why they end up staying in these spaces. Not saying that these influencers are any good, most of them aren't, but typically if there is an influx or movement like this then there is an underlying reason. I believe that young men are not getting as much influence from older/more experienced men in their day-to-day lives. Single mother homes are on the rise, men have all but completely left the teaching profession, women are taking over more in the workplace, which is great for them, and local communities are losing ground to more social media-based relationships. This leaves young men with less strong male role models to look up to, so they seek out stuff online, and bada boom bada bing, you get grifters who capitalize. Short women, around 5 feet 0 inches, how do you deal with being short? I have a stepladder on each floor to reach things in upper cupboards. When I had the kitchen built, I asked for the upper cupboards to be placed lower by 2 and quad. That helps a lot. I also had the island made 3 inches lower so I could roll out pastry without my arms up in the air. My friend who is 6 tall has a crawl space in her house. I can walk fully upright in it, but she cannot. When she and I used to share house renovation projects, we would wallpaper and paint together. I always managed the bottom of the strip and she the top. She never needed a ladder and I was comfortable just bending over. Ditto with painting. It worked well. We called ourselves Mutt and Jeff. I learned to talk with some authority, otherwise people don't take me seriously thinking I'm a kid. Had a principal yell at me when I was with one of my clients. I get a booster sit to drive. I learned to ask people to do things for me and make them feel good in return. You also learn to say no cause sometimes men will act like you're incapable of doing things yourself, like I'm holding a drill doing my thing and guy comes out of nowhere and take it from me and do it or carry my, without permission. Bro, I'm really strong, I just look tiny. Advantage, I'm almost 30 and people sometimes think I'm a teenager. I'm 4 feet 11 inches and I look young. Advantages: having affectionate nicknames, like Hobbit or Pocket Rocket, forever associated with being cute. Eco-friendly as we don't have to consume as much food/water to fuel our tiny bodies. Guys offer to help you carry heavy things or reach higher shelves. Extra legroom in planes. Can wear heels without fearing you'll be taller than your guy. And can easily fool people into thinking you're harmless when in reality you're 100% small yet 100% deadly. Also, we live longer on average compared to taller people. Disadvantages: I have to be on my tippy toes to kiss my guy, and sometimes talking to people hurts my neck because I constantly have to look up. I am a champion climber now lol. I can't reach on the second shelf, let alone the top shelf in the kitchen. So I'm great at jumping on the counter. I've also accepted that I can't reach the bottom of my washer and have my feet touch at the same time, so I have a step stool in the laundry room. But I am so short, I can fit in the dryer. So when my son and I play hide and seek, I can sit in the dryer with the door open and he would never think to look there. It's the little things that you have to embrace. Pun intended. What has happened to you that made you a stronger person? My dad not being a consistent pillar in my life as a child. I spent a long time being silently bitter and depressed. I definitely developed some type of damaged attachment style from it. Ultimately, the one thing it did teach me is what not to accept from people. My self-esteem is low enough without allowing others to take advantage of me. I see red flags before most others. Pro: I'm quick to cut others out of my life who show little to no consideration through their actions. People who do love me thoroughly get a true friend. Con: am I naturally introverted, or do I prefer being alone due to being distrustful of others and not wanting to take on extra drama/emotional burdens? A radioactive spider bit me. ETA, here's my serious answer. I don't think it was necessarily anything external per se, but paying attention to confident folks, especially confident women, helped me adjust my attitudes about myself. This meant not only observing them but also reading what they write and listening to what they had to say. There was a girl on my soccer team in HS who was a particular inspiration in that regard, and her effortless confidence made me wonder how I could be like that. And then I realized that I could. I changed my thinking, and while it didn't happen overnight, I became more confident by and by, like slowly getting better at a marathon run as you train for it. Getting raped changed my perspective on a lot of things. I don't think it made me stronger because it damaged me so much on a mental, physical and emotional level, and I was nothing for a long time. The PTSD made things worse, but it pushed me into becoming someone I needed to be and showed me that my mind is a powerful thing. Through determination I can transform and exist in ways I didn't know were possible. This is super off the wall unexpected, but I opened my marriage up to exploring more sexual desires. It opened my world and my husband's world up to so much more than expected. It's so fun but also hard at times. Communication has had to get better BC of this, and that has made me stronger in my relationship in particular. Also, I've become so much more confident in myself. I'm 6 feet tall and spent most of my life hiding from it. My husband loves me, but of course I think he's biased. Seeing and experiencing other men who want me too had blown my mind. I even started my own creator page on Up, and that is just wild to me. So, long story short, do something unconventional. It's hard and scary but worth every second. They think it's awesome to live alone near a swamp with almost no people around? Nice try, swamp monster. Not for me, but whatever works for you. My dream home ATL East has a pond kinda like you see at those luxury condos. I'd love it if it weren't for all the bugs. I'd live in constant terror. I don't care about what it does to the ecosystem or whatever. I want bugs wiped off the face of the earth. Are you from Houma, Louisiana? Updates: nothing happens at the swamp, day 63rd. I would choose a swamp, but yeah, totally. I'd be too scared. I've seen Scream. Living in the middle of nowhere is simply not it for me. Lol. Hey, it's me. Though mine is more of a pond than a swamp. But it gets a little soupy in the summer if that helps. I bet I could live there, but I love visiting. Alligator, welcome. We simply must have you over for dinner. Me after reading Where the Crawdads Sing. Gainesville, Florida checking in. If you are still here past 30 you can find some decent peace. Yes, everyone thinks it's awesome. What are you doing in my swamp? It's giving very much Shrek. That sounds awesome. Where do you live? We are looking to move in the next few months. The sheer amount of mosquito. I live in Florida, not one of the quietest parts, but I always enjoy the solitude and nature. The mosquitoes will welcome you. P.S. There are no single mosquitoes. They are all married with children.